I'm Honey Jacks. I'm here with the Legendary Jesse Briggs, an American original. And the reason we're here today, Jesse, is we're going to talk about the compare page on the Caribbean Dream Relaxer website. We were talking the other day and you said it's probably the most important page on the website, and you just wanted to go over the different aspects of that so that the hairstylist and the salon owners and the actual client that's going to receive this application will really understand the true benefits of what Caribbean Dream Relaxer is all about. So if you would like the chart that's up on the top that compare our relaxer with current relaxers in the market, if you'll go over and explain that a little bit for us, Jesse, I think that'd be very important as a start.
Okay, as you're reviewing on our website, the compare page, I would like you to look at the hair shaft on the left. We show where the keratin or keratin products with formaldehyde in them only coats the hair. Only coats the hair. And I'll give you an example. But Caribbean Dream Relaxer penetrates the hair, it actually breaks the bond, and rehardens it with the neutralizer and keeps it straight, or keeps it whatever form it is, whether it's straight, soft wave, hair tamer, or frizz control. Now, knowing that the keratin coating, and look at the hair shaft itself, and you'll see it's just like if you put starch on a shirt that you iron a shirt with starch and you wear it a few hours, it begins to wrinkle again. With the Caribbean Dream that penetrates, it's to compare it with a layman's language is like this. It's like a polyester. You can wrinkle it up and it goes right back to its straight form. That's a comparison of coating and penetrating. The Caribbean Dream actually penetrates, breaks the bond, rehards it back with a neutralizer, and holds the shape. That's what the diagram and shows the two hair shafts is.
Now, what you said a little bit earlier is a great illustration. It's like taking your finger, sticking it into some chocolate,
yes,
some softened chocolate, and when you pull it back out, the chocolate has coated your finger, but it's not done anything to the finger at all other than just coating it. So,
well, it looks nice and chocolatey, just like when you coat the hair with keratin. It looks good and everything, but it's not going to hold the hair straight.
And the chocolate always tastes good.
No, that's right. Okay.
Okay, so that explains the chart. Now, underneath there, it's got a bunch of different things. On the left hand, it talks about current relaxers that are on the market in comparison or in relationship to what the Caribbean Dream relaxer product does for folks. So,
well, that is correct. First of all, let me be clear on this. I want to be clear on that it's 100% guaranteed formaldehyde free. Let me say that again. 100% guaranteed formaldehyde free. Safe for your hair and safe for your health. So I would like to start on current relaxers. On current relaxers today on the marketplace contains guanidine hydroxide, ammonium thioglycolate, and sodium hydroxide. That's the current relaxers. Compare that to Caribbean Dream 4-in-1 with our system. We have the Systamine hydrochloride is our bond breaker and our re-texturizing breaker. So you can look it up on Google. Systamine is spelled C-Y-S-T-E-A-M-I-N-E, Systamine hydrochloride. When you put it on Google to find out everything you need to know about that, put hair relaxer. Systamine hydrochloride hair relaxer, and you will be surprised of all the knowledge you can find about our ingredient, our main ingredient. So knowing that there's only 4 types of chemicals in this world that will break the bond. I've just named them. Now going on to number 2 on the page of compare chart.
Well, just one moment. I want to make sure it says does not contain any of the listed chemicals under current relaxers. That's the Caribbean Dream. The most important part there, once again, is it's 100% formaldehyde free. It's safe for your hair, safe for your health.
Well, you are 100% right.
Okay.
Okay. Now, moving on down to the next part of the compare chart is keratin protein. Keratin protein is from lamb's wool. Treatment more like a protective coating of the hair. Does not change the structure of the hair. Now, be sure and read that when you on our compare chart and our compare page on our website, CaribbeanDreamRelaxer.com. Really read that and go next door to that, and it says lanolin protein. Lanolin, the most wonderful conditioning of all conditioners in the world, lanolin. It's a moisturizer and wax rather than a fat. originates from the sebaceous gland in sheepskin and removed from the wool. This is without a doubt. Lanolin, you've heard all your lives. Your mother and father and grandmother and father always talked in the early years of lanolin, the best conditioner in the world for the hair and skin.
And it treats the scalp as well as the hair.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Moisturizes. It adds moisture to the hair and to the scalp as well. Okay.
That's what we have in the Caribbean Dream Relaxer, and I think you'll find that the hair will just shine and look healthy. It's just wonderful. Moving on down, I'm being asked this question many times about how long is the treatment? How long does it take to do a treatment? Well, of course, it relies on the length of your hair. If it's short, there's one shorter time, and it's medium shoulder length, or down to the bra strap, or down to the middle of your back, or even down to your waist. It's going to take a little longer. But the standard way is the timing of current relaxers is between 2 and 4 hours, depending on the treatment, and lasts 3 to 4 months. On our compare chart and compare page, move over to your right of that, and it says treatment type, 1 to 3 hours, depending on treatment and selecting of service CDR offers. Our CDR lasts 3 to 6 months or more before touch-up, depending on the texture and the culture. That's very important.
And that's just based upon how fast their hair grows as to when their next treatment is really going to be required. Yes.
Yes, that's really a great question, because everybody's hair doesn't grow the same amount. There's a standard where it grows a half an inch a month, but there's some people that grows less than a quarter of an inch a month, and there's some people grow an inch a month. It's just according to the culture and the health and the type of person that it is. Their hair is not always just the same where it's a half an inch. So that's true. So it varies in different cultures.
Okay.
Now, one of the other questions that I'm really asked a lot when they call to your salon, they'll ask you, what's the price? Well, there are all kind of prices out there. So I'm going to give you a standard price to just go by, and you can adjust it to your walking clientele in your area. You know, you can have an A salon, a B salon, C salon, or D salon, and that meaning high price down to your medium price, blue collar, or then down to a lower budget price. But the standard price across the country is $150 an hour by current relaxers. On the right of that, the Caribbean Dream suggests $150 for short hair, $250 for shoulder length, and $400 up for long hair. Long hair meaning adjust that to bra strap, mid back, down to your waist. You never know when they call, and you cannot give a price over the telephone. You must have a consultation to come in first, because the lady may give a price of $250 and she has an all-day job down to her waist and really, really thick texture hair. So have them come in for a consultation. That's extremely important before you quote a price. That's your standard prices that I suggest across America,
right,
across the world.
Yeah. You said on average it's going to be about $300 per service.
The average is about $300, and most people will pay that on all walks of life to get their hair in a manageable, healthy-looking condition. That's the key word here is manageable.
Well, and we talked about this before. It's like you can purchase a Kia, or you can purchase a Rolls Royce. Caribbean Dream Relaxer is by far the Rolls Royce. Yes. It's formulated for women who can afford to have their hair styled any way they want to. Not everybody can afford a Rolls Royce.
Well, let me say this. I'd like to clear this up across the world. We're not competing with other people's prices. We're not trying to go to a market for everybody. We're not for everybody, as I say. So it's true. We built the Rolls Royce of relaxers, and I understand that everybody cannot afford it, and that's understandable. That's why you have many other companies. That's why other companies have lower price. So when people ask me for a lower price, I'm sorry. I believe that our product speaks for itself, and it just is what it is.
Yeah. Again, it's safe for your hair and it's safe for your health. There's a cost involved in that. Quality always comes with a price. So okay.
Now moving on down to compare chart, I'd like you to look at the next segment. It says chemically aggressive and may damage chemically treated hair. Okay. Remember, I read to you in the beginning. There's only 4 types of chemicals that will relax the hair, to my knowledge, on Earth. Okay. When we talk about chemically aggressive, remember we have the guanidine hydroxide, ammonium thioglycolate, and sodium hydroxide. Those first two are not interchangeable. Now remember this. Sodium hydroxide and guanidine hydroxide are not interchangeable with ammonia thioglycolate or cystamine hydrochloride. It's not interchangeable. You must see our video to know that. And be sure to ask your client before you start a service what she has had on her hair before to add one of the 4-in-1 services of CDR. Now,
and the reason is because if they tried to apply a Caribbean Dream Relaxer over one of those other two, they could cause some real damage to their hair.
Yes.
Is that true?
It's not only damage, sometimes it will break off the hair, and you just got to know what you're doing. You're dealing with chemicals here.
Okay.
And when you're dealing with chemicals, it's not like just putting on a shampoo and a conditioner. This is, you're dealing with chemicals, so you have to be a professional and you have to know your product, and that's why we have all our educational courses on our website, as well as DVDs, as well as a test before you're certified, before you can use the Caribbean Dream Relaxer.
Right. And that's why certification is important. This is not a retail product that somebody can buy at Walgreens or CVS or Walmart, take it home and do an application. They need it to be professionally applied.
That is correct.
Okay.
Now, beside that, Re-Texturizing formula creates waves in the Caribbean Dream Relaxer. On the right of that, we have a straightening of hair. We have a frizz control. It leaves the hair glossy and shiny and soft, minimizes further damage to already damaged hair, but most important in all cultures and all textures, this is the key. It allows your hair to be manageable, where you can manage the hair, where a lot of times some of these cultures, your hair is just unmanageable. You don't know what to do with it. And after this, you'll feel so good because it's safe for your hair and safe for your health. You're going to love the Caribbean Dream Relaxer, believe me.
You know what's really interesting is if you talk to a woman that has perfectly straight hair, she wants it to be curly. If you talk to a woman that has curly hair, she wants it to be straight. So yours actually can take care of both of those. If their hair is perfectly straight, you can create a soft wave in it. If it's really curly or even kinky, you can soften that curl and make it much, much more manageable.
Well, let me say this to the audience that's watching this and going to go over this compared page. Think about this for a moment. Let's use our culture Mexican. Mexican hair is very coarse and very straight and very hard in a lot of cases, in 90% of the Mexican hair. When you put a Caribbean Dream Relaxer, you're not trying to straighten the hair, it's already straight, but it'll make it so soft and pliable and easy to manage and shiny, it's unbelievable. That also applies to the Japanese, it applies to Vietnamese, and it applies to Chinese. So any one of those textures that are coarse like that, it just makes it beautiful, easy to manage, and so shiny you cannot believe it. So it's just not for curly, kinky hair. This is an unbelievable breakthrough, a revolution in hair texturizing, not just hair relaxing. But our company's name, the Caribbean Dream Relaxer, 4-in-1 out of one box. It's an incredible product.
Yeah, it's a hair conditioning system.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
On the next part of this page, that I feel that it's so important for all of you to go to our website and really go over this and read it and understand it, so when you're in front of your client, you'll be able to speak with authority and your credibility will just zoom with the client. And then when she pays you for your service, she'll be happy to give you that money. So the current relaxers, there's a caution here on current relaxers. I'd like you to read this part. When used on chemically treated hair, may burn the scalp. We talked about that earlier as we were talking this morning. We talked about that with the lanolin. On the Caribbean Dream Relaxer, it can be used on color-treated and chemically treated hair and can overlap with proper formulation relaxed hair and conditions let me say it again. Can overlap with proper formulation relaxed hair and condition scalp with the lanolin. That is so important. So important. Not only the hair, but the scalp itself when you do a chemically treated hair service.
And well, again, that goes back to that part that there are some, if their hair has been treated before, they need to know what was used before, because they may not, at that time, they may not be able to put the Caribbean Dream over the top of it. They may need to wait until that grows out before they use a Caribbean Dream application.
That is correct. That's why I say it's so important. If somebody calls your salon and they want to inquire about the Caribbean Dream Relaxer, you can give them a few tips, but they must come in for a free consultation. And the free consultation, you'll be able then to guide them in the direction which service they want. Maybe they want a service that you suggest no. You want to give them the hair tamer opposed to the straightener because they may have what you call the coil curls. Coil is like a unbelievable tight curl that you can just relax and make it 3 or 4 or 5, 6 inches longer by just loosening the curl up. That's called hair taming. So those are the 4-in-1 that you can describe to the client during your consultation, and both come to terms what you're going to use and which one will be acceptable to the client and which one will work. That's very important.
And the professionalism of having that advanced consultation with them is going to speak very highly to that client.
And it builds confidence in the client, and confidence in, she'll have confidence in the stylist as well. The next part of our compare chart is we have a lot of clients, and the smell of the formaldehyde in the current relaxers. And you've noticed in many magazines and many articles and newspapers across the world that people are wearing masks. Can you believe it? You got to wear a mask to do someone's hair? That is danger lies ahead. Now they've come up with the fact that they're banning the formaldehyde. They're going to ban this from any company that's making the product with formaldehyde because it's not good for your health. And it's been said, not by me, but it's caused cancer. People's nose bleeds when they apply these products. That's why they were using these big masks. Can you imagine the customer wearing a mask and you wearing a mask to do a hair service? That is just absolutely not a good thing.
It's unfortunate. Yeah.
So the Caribbean Dream Relaxer is, as again, I'm going to always say this, you'll always know, safe for your hair and safe for your health. And the odor, which all chemical relaxers have an odor, the Caribbean Dream Relaxer is a mild odor that's pleasant throughout the whole salon.
Describe that, the smell.
The smell is like a coconut essence from the Caribbean.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the things we talked about before, you can't use a Caribbean Dream over sodium hydroxide or guanidine hydroxide. They're not interchangeable. So be sure and see that on our website. Be sure and understand that. It's extremely important to have that consultation. Again, be sure and read that and understand it, and always ask so you don't have to run into trouble of maybe hair breakage.
Yeah. And then the last one here.
The last one is,
we've talked a lot about that already. It's harmful. The current relaxers can be harmful. They can be toxic.
Well, it's the toxic part of the chemical is something that's been talked about all over the world, and by OSHA and the federal government, and everyone is is looking at this to protect our citizens and the consumer at large.
Right.
So we want the world to know that the Caribbean Dream Relaxer is the Caribbean Dream Relaxer. You'll have to cut that part. The Caribbean Dream Relaxer is environmentally friendly and consumer safe, and as our motto goes, you can agree, is safe for your hair and safe for your health. That's the Caribbean Dream Compare page. We'd like you to go on our website and take a look. It's www.caribbeandreamrelaxer.com, and we'll see you around the world. Enjoy the service. Until I see you in person, goodbye for now.
Jesse, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.